Jackson State and Jackson State head coach Sanders. Good morning, Coach.
How you doing, everybody?
Doing great, Coach. Coach, as always, thank you so much for taking some time to join us. Obviously, a bye this past week, Coach. If you could please open us up with a statement about your team's bye week.
We worked our butts off in the bye week. We practiced for 3 straight days. Then we gave them Thursday, Friday, Saturday off. Got a good practice in yesterday evening. The guys are ready, man. They have been studying their butts off. They really, when you say about it, they like to go home and see the family, but they said, Coach, we ain't getting ready to go out. We ain't with the party stuff. We're not with the foolishness. We locked in and we're focused and we're committed. So we got a great response today. Everybody got back pretty much on time. We only had a couple knuckleheads and get back on time, and they'll suffer those consequences. But other than that, man, SWAC football is unbelievable. It's like a darn roller coaster of emotions, and we can't wait to finally play our role in this emotional roller coaster.
Appreciate those opening comments. Coach, went up for questions for Coach Sanders. First question goes to Charles Bishop.
How you doing, Coach?
What's going on, boss?
Let me ask this question. Obviously, the personnel has changed from this past spring, but just in terms of looking at this Alabama A&M offense, how important was it just to kind of see them this past spring in terms of getting a familiarity of them and in terms of what you have to do to prepare for them this coming week?
It really wasn't about seeing them. It was about seeing us. I mean, we got a true understanding of who we were and our lack thereof in the spring, and we made those necessary adjustments. Alabama A&M, they came here and played their butts off, played a good game. Their quarterback had a tremendous game against us. Those receivers lit us up. Defensively, they were okay. But offensively, they did what they needed to do to get out of here with a victory.
Classic number one offense versus number one defense. What are kind of the keys to the game in terms of Jackson State getting the victory?
Well, you got to put pressure on the quarterback and make him become accurate. He has to be accurate. You know how we do it. We go on. We play football. We go at you. Ain't no sugarcoat nothing. You know we coming. And they got to make those necessary adjustments. And offensively, we got to do what we're capable of doing. We have not lived up to our capability or expectations as of yet. And we've made some changes, and we're going to do some things that are unique. And I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Sure thing. Appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you, boss.
Next question goes to James Hill.
Coach Prime, how's it going, sir?
How you doing, my man?
Pretty good. When you think about the topic of recruiting, you talk about FCS, the number one recruiting class at J-State, and then you look at the future and guys playing on Friday nights in high school. They could go anywhere, Power 5, or they could come back home, so to speak, to the SWAC and play for you or an HBCU. Talk about that conversation. And again, it's about the best quality student athletes.
It is. Recruiting is so different now. It's not like it used to be. It's not like it once were. So when you talk about recruiting, oh my God, what did that do, Dennis? I just clicked something. Oh, can you hear me, guys? I'm sorry. I apologize.
You good, Coach.
Okay, when you talk about recruiting, you got to break this thing down in 3. You talk about grad transfers. You talk about just guys in the portal, and you talk about high school guys. You got to understand what's your needs. What's your darn needs? What do you need right now? Do you have the time? Is your college going to give you the time to develop these young men out of high school? Because that's predominantly, let's just say it the best, that's a 2-year process. Now, grad transfers, that's immediately impact. You're looking for immediate impact in just guys in the portal that you think could help your team. You got to really do your homework and understand why are they in the portal and what luggage are they bringing, and can you deal with that kind of baggage, because they could consequently help your team, but they can hurt your team and disarm your team as well. So the recruiting whole thing is different. You long gone is the recruiting day where you're going to find 25 kids out of high school and bring them in and develop them. That's over. Nobody's ever going to do that again. So those high school numbers are going to be down, 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 because you would rather risk a guy that's already in a program that you're already seen on film and on tape at the collegiate level. But recruiting, it is what it is. I hate that our budgets are what they are in the HBCUs. Hopefully we can up that with television contracts and more popularity and more things that we could bring to the table financially. But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but we got to do the best that we can do to get those kids to HBCUs.
Coach Prime, now that you're in it and you've been here and you see it from the inside, How is the HBCU experience in that perspective and what you see?
I love it. My kids love it. My team love it. My coaches adore it. We love what's transparent. I think the popularity is soaring, the notoriety is soaring, the likability. Even when we're on national television playing on that stage, fans are pouring in just to see what the product is. And hopefully, I haven't checked the numbers weekly, but hopefully the numbers are climbing, and that gives us the argument that why not us?
Thank you, sir. In closing, J-State at Alabama A&M, Mr. Glass, he likes to throw it around. What do you see?
He's a phenomenal quarterback. I think he's a pro caliber quarterback. I pray to God this kid gets an opportunity to play at the next level. But right now, we got to deal with it. And he's a really good quarterback who knows the game, who has a grasp on the totality of its offense, and knows his weapons that he has. He runs that offense to a T. I love what he presents. I think he's a pro.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Tolly Carr.
Hey, Coach Sanders, the last time we talked about the run game after Louisiana Monroe, you said you were going to work on it. You had another game against Delta State. How do you feel like you guys are heading into this game with the run game?
I feel like we're horrible. We can't run the football right now, and we're trying to figure out that problem so we could enhance that. We're not doing well running the ball. That's the attitude. That's the attitude with the front line, and we've been on their butts about that particular attitude. Hopefully, we addressed it in the bye week. We're addressing it this week at practice, and we hope to do much better than we've shown thus far.
And last question for me. October, college football really starts to heat up, and when you look at football outside of HBCU football, it's all topsy-turvy. The regular dominant teams are down. There's a lot of surprise teams. Which could create even more of an opportunity for eyeballs in the marketplace. You're going to be on TV just like the rest of these guys. How important do you think it is right now for the SWAC and HBCU football to take advantage of October and even impress more viewers out there?
Well, it's important that we put our best foot forward. It's important that we place a product on the field that is conducive to winning, a product that plays the game with excitement, commitment to the excellent structure, discipline. They're smart as well. And those guys that we're, I would say not fronting, that's not a good word, publicizing more like the Kill Glass, those guys do what they do when they get the opportunity to be on their stage. We got several guys on our team can really do it. We know they're pro caliber guys. We just want them when they have the stage, when they have those lights, that they shine. That's the dream, that's the hope. That draws people to you.
Thank you, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Wilton Jackson.
Hey, Coach Sanders. In the spring, you talked about how things would be a lot different in the fall, and so now you're getting a chance to play Alabama A&M again. And obviously, it's been a lot of talk about Kill Glass, but those receivers are on the ends of catching those balls. So, what have you stressed to your guys in the secondary in terms of like being ready to ball out against those receivers?
Well, you got to understand, man. I think our defense leads the SWAC. Our defense is pretty darn good. So I got to give some love to my kids as well. Those receivers are phenomenal. When I tell you phenomenal, they really get the job done. And they got a wonderful quarterback and a coordinator that's dialing it up. I mean, it's our job to go out there and do what we've been doing. We've been stopping some pretty good offenses that we faced. And that's what we're going to do. That's the goal.
Absolutely. And my follow-up question is this. Obviously, a couple of games this season, you struggled to finish late down the stretch. How important will it be to finish this game if it gets to that point up in Huntsville?
We got to finish. We got to finish what we start. We got to finish at practice. We got to get better on third downs. We got to get better on fourth downs when we attempt to go for it. We got to do better stopping the opposing team on third downs, which we've pretty been good at. But it all comes down to the offense doing what we're capable of doing. The defense has been showing up. The special team has been showing out. Now the offense has to do what it's capable of doing. And that's a scary thing. To just think that we boast a 3-1 record and we have not even lived up to expectations.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach Brown.
Next question
Thank
goes
you, sir.
to Marshall.
Yeah, Coach. To open the season, you guys played FAMU and beat them in an important game. Now you're playing Alabama A&M, another SWAC East Division game. Could you talk about the importance of winning those types of games, you guys up for the stretch run in October, November?
We want to win every game. It's not those type of games. We want to win every game. That's the goal. That's the target, to go out there and perform. And the thing is to perform at practice, man. I mean, practice really pretty much puts us in place to perform in the game. If the guys do it at a level where they're not seen, being seen at another level is fairly easy if you do it in the dark. So we got to practice with perfection. We got to practice with a goal in mind. We got to practice with the understanding of this is who we are, and we're doing a pretty good job of that. So the goal is to win every game, not just the classics, not just the big games like this, is to win every game.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Next question goes to Stephen Gaither.
Coach Sanders, how you doing?
How you doing, sir?
Doing great, doing great. You talked about bringing in a lot of different people and how they come in. One guy that's worked out really well for you guys so far has been James Houston. Just talk about what he brought to your program and, maybe some of the things that we don't see, as well as the sack numbers and things like that.
James Houston is a guy who came in to play linebacker, but we have two linebackers that are all SWAC. We have two linebackers that are pretty darn good, and we just recruited another two young guys that can flat out do it, and they're the future of this program. He came in here, he was a little out of shape when he first came, but he got that together fairly quickly. And we just saw his blitzing ability and saw that he had a tremendous gift that you really can't teach. So we put him outside of the defensive end and the rush end and let him do what he does. And the rest is history. I mean, he practiced with a certain passion and intensity. When he rushes, he's like a heat-seeking missile. He's going in there with bad intentions. And I love what he brings to the table. He has to be disciplined on every play. I have to give it his all on every play, and that guy's going to be in the NFL one day. I promise you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Time for two more questions. Next question goes to Rashad Milligan.
Hey, Coach. This past weekend,
Get down with Rashad like that.
USC.
Let's go to the next question.
Final question goes to Mark Cray. Mark, I believe you're on mute, sir.
Okay. Hey, Coach, how are you?
How you doing, sir?
In terms of where your team is compared to where they were the first time that you played Alabama A&M, when you see them now on film, how much better are they going into this week's matchup?
They're better. I think they're a better team. They have a better running game. The quarterback is who he is. The receivers are who they are. Defensively, I pretty much think they've improved quite a bit as well. But we're better. Forget about them. I think we're better. We're a whole different team. This is not what you've seen before. I promise you. This object you see in the mirror much closer than it appeared. That you're dealing with in the spring. I promise you that.
I wanted to ask you a question off the field, having worked in the media business, and talk about Thursday night opposite the NFL. And I know Thursday's a big night in terms of exposure for HBCUs, but would Friday work better? You understanding both sides of that game?
Yeah, I don't like Thursdays, man. I don't like Thursdays. You know why I don't like Thursdays? I don't like Thursdays for the fans. Who's coming? Who's coming? The thing that I don't like to see empty stadiums. That's not putting our best foot forward. I know we want to be on television. I know we want to look, but is that really putting our best foot forward? Our people are traditionally weekend people. We like to tailgate. We like to get out there. We like to see the bands. We like to see the pageantry. We like to see all of that. That's not going to happen on a Thursday night. You know why? Because our people got to work. Our people got to work on Thursday, then they got to work on Friday, then they're looking forward towards the weekend. So I don't like Thursday night games for our people.
Could just Friday night work? Do you think Friday night will work?
Friday may be more conducive, but then you stepping on the high schools. I mean, everybody got kids, everybody got their babies. They want to see their kids, and you're trying to take from different markets. I like Saturdays, not Saturday nights. I like Saturdays, man. That's what I like. I know you're competing against a lot of other networks, a lot of other schools, but why not? That's when we need our own darn network. We need a network for our people. We need you to turn the channel to see us, and then we'll know true numbers that we have. And that's the problem. We always talk about equality, but we're not supporting each other. This darn stadiums are empty on Saturdays. They empty on Fridays, then they empty on Thursdays. Let's be who we say we are. We keep talking about let's keep it black, let's keep it this, let's support one another. I don't see the stands doing that. I think a few weeks ago we played right down the street an hour and a half away in where was that? Louisiana Monroe. Our side was not packed. It wasn't halfway packed, but we go 3 hours from here and we call it the party and we call it the classic, then we want to come. I don't understand that philosophy. So do we have real football fans or are we just here to party? Y'all tell me, because y'all been in this thing a lot more than I have, a lot longer than I have, but I don't like what I see. I think
you got SWAC fans. I don't think you have to worry about that, but Thursday is a challenge. And that's the point of it.
Thursday is a true challenge.
And then it's opposite the NFL, and you know how that 800.
Well, you ain't competing with the NFL. You're not competing with the NFL. Don't even try that. We're not competing with the NFL. No, we ain't competing with the NFL. Ain't no fans to say, you know what, I'm gonna stay home and watch the NFL game. I'm not gonna go to SWAC game. That is never the topic of conversation. We're not competing with the NFL. We're competing with life. That's who we're competing with. Going out there and offsetting our life. Ain't nobody getting in the car and gonna drive hours away to another HBCU city to support their baby unless it's their baby, unless it's their child. They're not doing that. We got to do a better job of supporting on a darn Saturday. Talking about a weekday. We ain't supporting us on a Saturday. I look in the stands, man. I see this. We can do better. I'm sorry. We can do better. Y'all know we can do better. Ain't nobody gonna say it though. I'm gonna say it. We can do better.
That's why I like talking to you, bro. You always you say what people think.
I love it, Mr. Gray. We can do better with supporting our own. We keep fighting for these rights and we keep fighting for equality, and we ain't even supporting what we got. I don't like that part of it. I'm sorry. I don't. Let's pack our own statements. Let's pack. Now we gonna pack this thing this Saturday. I promise you that. I mean, you know, Jackson State, I love. We come deep already, so we're gonna pack that because it's a little rivalry. It's a little blood in between. You know, the coach said something about me. I don't shoot back because I don't do that because I'm really good at that. And I don't choose to do that. You know, I'm on this high road right now. That's what I'm doing. I take it the high road, right? I'm a different dude, so I don't do that. But you know, everybody's waiting for me to do that. And, you know, at the conclusion of this matter, we're just gonna have to sit and see. Am I gonna do that?
Who's gonna win the World Series?
I don't even know who in the World Series, man. Man, I'm so into this world, into Jackson State, man, and into my kids. I don't even know who's in the playoffs in baseball. I don't even know if they started the playoffs. I love NFL football now. I do love that, but baseball, I'm not following right now. I apologize.
No worries. I was just messing with you because I covered you in Atlanta. So.
Oh, thank you, my man. I hear they're in the playoffs though, right?
Yeah, they won the division.
Amen.
15th time in 21 years. So
wow,
they doing themselves. But I was there where you should have been in the game, and they shouldn't have pinch hit for you with Ron Gant. But I won't even go down that road.
That should have been MVP too.
I know.
That's what I wanted.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. God bless.
That trophy after what they did to me. I wanted them to hand me that trophy.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Man. Appreciate it, Mr. Gray.
Talk to you soon.
God bless.
Coach, as always, we appreciate your time. We look forward to speaking to you again next week.
Thank you. Can y'all stop letting Mr. Bishop on here because he's too clean and he's too comfortable in his seat. Let's make sure we monitor that, Mr. Bishop.
Retirement does well for that brother.
Yes. Okay.
Appreciate you, Coach.
All right. God bless you, Mr. Bishop.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.